At long last, I'm back with part 3 of my series of trying to become a funded trader. If you haven't seen part 1 or 2 yet, go back and watch those, they'll be linked below. At the end of part 2, I was pretty much treading water in the combine, making some money, giving it back, making more money, giving it back, etc. I also started live streaming my trading here on the channel after that video went live, and that's been a lot of fun. In some ways, it's made me more disciplined as a trader because I knew I'd have to rationalize my trade in front of 100 or 200 people. Sometimes though, I got distracted by the chat and missed an entry or skipped out on some trades I would have taken that didn't fit a regimented strategy I was implementing on stream. One of the strategies I've been trading is two-legged pullbacks, popularized by a trader named Mac. This strategy uses the 2K tick chart on ES. Once you have a trend, you want to see one leg down, followed by a second leg down, while still keeping that trend intact. Another strategy I started implementing is an EMA strategy that someone from my live stream told me about, and it's on the 1-minute chart. You have the 150 EMA, the 50 EMA, and the 21 EMA. The basic idea is you want to catch a trend by looking for the 50 EMA to act as support. The 21 EMA will dictate your entries and exits. Again, I had some solid trades. I also had some bad trades when I deviated from the rules of those strategies, but all in all, I did feel more disciplined and I was fine with the outcome of each trade, no matter the result. Then in July, TopStep made some big changes to their funding program. They eliminated the second step of the process and got rid of the max trailing drawdown that can screw you up if you have unrealized gains in a trade that you do not take profit on. They also changed the rules so you could get funded in as little as 2 days. So all in all, these were favorable changes to people like me in the combine. They also slashed the prices on their combine. Basically for like 30 more bucks, I can move from the 50K combine to the 150K combine. This was a no-brainer, so I bought a 150K combine and activated it a couple of weeks ago. On this account, you have to make $9,000 to become funded. So now I can comfortably trade 2 E-mini contracts on the S&P 500, and that's what I've been doing. The first day started off rough. All right, I'm in long. I followed my setups, but had 2 stop outs for a $1,000 loss. I really hate starting off a combine with a red day, but it's just all psychological. It doesn't matter whether I have the red day now or in 4 days. So I brushed it off and went back to work the next day. I'm in 2 minis here. I'm cutting that trade. I'm not getting the reaction I want. I don't like all this buying right here. I'm gonna take a stab short on this failed second entry long. There's the fill on the one. And I'd say a perfect exit on that first. Out on the second. So that made back the $100 loss from earlier. I'm in short. I am gonna tighten up my risk now, just above where I entered. Didn't get the bigger move I wanted without having to sit through this, so we'll see if there's one more entry. On day 2, I made $265. I did have to stop live streaming for a couple of weeks, but I have been trying to screen record all of the trades that I take. I made $444 the next day. Then my best day yet, making over $1,300 on day 4. So I ended up making back the $1,000 I lost on day 1, plus an additional $1,000. But that Friday, I got chopped up, making a familiar mistake, expecting a large move that just doesn't happen when I think it will. I ended up over trading and losing money. Knowing I had a free reset from TopStep, I decided to keep trading and lost about $2,800. So I slapped myself in the face and reset my account. So that same Friday, I finally caught a decent trade and ended that day with a profit of $645. Just a couple of takeaways there. 1, don't trade based on what you think will happen. The market will tell you. It doesn't care what you want. 2, know when to stop trading. Maybe it's 2 losses in a row, you shut down and go do something else. This past week though, I feel like I've really hit my stride. All right, I'm gonna go long off of VWAP here. I'm gonna risk 3.5 points, first targeting the high of day on 1 contract, and then I have a runner for the second. I'm looking for a sweep of pre-market highs here. All right, out on the first contract, I'm gonna trail with stop loss on the second. I don't love that rejection at the highs. All right, I'm out of the trade for a total of 15 points. I'm taking a short here. The 50 EMA acted as resistance, and we closed below the 20, which is one of my go-to setups. I'm gonna go ahead and take one contract off here. Again, I'm gonna trail with the second, out on the second. One thing I need to improve upon is not trailing so close to my runner. There's no real reason to exit here, but I'm gonna end the day up $1,100. Day 3, another $1,100. By the way, in case you don't, I highly recommend journaling your trades. I use Tradezilla, which is my favorite journaling platform, and that's where this calendar P&L comes from. I'll put a link for that in the description below. Now, there are a lot of benefits to journaling your trades, but just quantifying some of the stats, it's easy to see that between 9 a.m. and 10:30 a.m., I'm making the most money and I should either avoid trading other times or just ensure that it's an A+ setup. Okay, let's get back to it. Day 4 was a red day, but I was able to keep my losses to a minimum, losing only $100. Day 5, I made almost $700. Day 6 was a scratch, losing $35, which brings us to today. I made about $1,100, bringing my account to just over halfway of my goal of $9,000. August notoriously has pretty low quality price action, so I am glad I was able to extract some really solid trades out of the market. My goal now is to continue this process. Consistent green days and any red days should be small. So I'm gonna get back to it. After such a large move yesterday, I'm trying to keep my expectations in check. I tried a reversal short, ended up stopping out right before it swept the highs. Then I hopped in short one more time, and I was able to catch the move down. It went pretty quick. I got about 17 points on the first contract. I just got stopped out on the runner here, so this made back the loss and put me up just over $1,000 on the day, so I'm really glad that worked out. Obviously, I got a little greedy with the runner because I could have taken off right around 45.01, but decided to look for more downside. It's Friday. I always like going into the weekend on a green day, but I don't want that to actually affect the trades I take. The market was pretty choppy this morning, a slow grind lower. I got shaken out of a couple of trades, but I did finally catch a decent move short, so I'm gonna end the day up a little over $1,000, and I'm now within $2,000 of passing this combine. All right, this is a weekend update. Not that weekend update. Over the weekend, I like to review my trades from the past week, look for things I did right and things I can improve upon. Just looking at my P&L overview in my journal, this is what I've been striving for: consistent green days and much smaller red days. I'm really trying to approach this challenge by trading consistent setups with reasonable size. So if I continue this trajectory of making $7,000 in 11 trading days, that equates to 160 grand a year. So I'm really pleased to see the progress I've been making over this past year. What I'm looking to improve upon going into this week is recognize low probability trading conditions and just not force any trades. That's what screwed me up on Thursday, and I want to avoid that. Well, I just wrapped up a terrible 2 weeks of trading. The price action has been pretty lackluster for the most part, but I've compounded that by overtrading. I've just not been taking high quality setups and letting my frustration affect my decision making. This week is rollover week for futures, meaning traders are switching to December contracts now, which can screw with the overall price action. Today, I was really pleased with my short. I had a perfect entry at 45.34. I took my first contract off for 8 points, and then I kind of screwed up. Sellers looked strong, and it seemed like we might be in for a bigger move, so I sold an additional 2 contracts short, but I kept those stop losses tighter, which doesn't really make sense to do. I stopped out of those for a loss and then finally exited my original runner to protect what little profit I had left. But let's zoom out and look at how this morning has gone. There's my entry at 45.34. There's where I exited my last runner. The price is now 40 points lower. It never came close to where I entered. Now, the last 2 weeks, I was not getting the bigger move of 10 plus points that I had been getting a few weeks ago. So unfortunately, I just did not handle the exits of this trade well at all. So while this is a bit of a setback, learning from my mistakes is only gonna make me a better trader. On to next week. Well, if August was my best month of trading, September was my worst. It was just really hard for me to catch the same kind of moves I was catching in August. And then I would force bad trades because I didn't get a solid, trade for 5-10 points, and I could call it a day. So I would force less than desirable setups. Gonna watch through all these screen recordings of my trading and really look at what I'm doing wrong. Go back to August look at my screen recordings and look at what I was doing right, and really try to not make those same mistakes going into October. So the challenge continues. Today is my worst day of trading in the combine. Just got on the wrong side of trades. Got on tilt. And just not good trading. So lost $2,400 or so. A bit of a setback, and kind of just disappointed in myself. So got to plug those holes in my trading that get me to this point, and hopefully won't let that happen again. So I've been trading this Reset 150K combine now for a little over a week, and it's gone really well. I feel kind of like I've settled back into the saddle. I feel more like my trades have gone like they did back in August, where I feel really in sync with the market and just getting the trades I'm expecting out of it. So today was the best trade I've had in a long time. So I ended up going long off of demand. NQ is also hitting a demand zone. And so I took the first contract off at 9 points. I just need to lock in some gains, especially how I've been trading the past month or so. I just haven't been getting my targets hit. So I want to make sure I locked in some profit and put me green on the day after taking a loss earlier. And then I scaled out my last trade for about 17 points, which was really nice. Haven't had a 17-point trade in quite a while. Really pleased with how that went. And so now my account's up 154,601. So a little over halfway through the combine once again. So hopefully this is the last time. All right, I had another solid day trading today after losing $500 trying to short ES and got caught up in a fake out. I was able to catch a really nice short on NQ. It's my best trade on NQ yet. I shorted at the top, rode it down to the bottom of the range for a total of 69 points, which is definitely my best ever trade on NQ. That helped me finish the day up about $990. I really like how I've been able to maintain this really consistent performance since the reset. I'm now up over $5,500 on my way to 9,000. So today was my best day trading in the combine. Rallies have been getting sold off, so I knew on this gap up day, I was looking for a good point to hop in for a reversal short, and it happened right around this 4-hour supply zone. I ended up getting a late entry. I hesitated a little bit on the trade, so I entered a little late, and we had a little pullback. And once we got that pullback, I decided to add a short on NASDAQ. So a short 1 NQ contract and 2 ES contracts. And once we started getting a sell-off, I ended up taking off the ES trade for just a little bit of profit. I was more comfortable holding the NASDAQ since I had the better entry on NASDAQ. And we had a really nice sell-off. And that put me up about $1,700 on the day. Then I caught one more short a little bit later in the session. So I'm ending the day up $2,000. I'm really pleased with how I was able to manage that trade, even though I had a late entry. Even though I got rid of the ES a little bit early, I should have held on to it. I'm still really pleased with how that went and making up for some losses from last week. All right, so there's something I haven't yet told you about. Top Step started a live trading entertainment show on YouTube, and they're doing these daily quizzes giving away combines to the top 3 finishers. Well, not only did I place in the top 3 on 4 different occasions,
Number 2 is Dan the Man.
but my wife Rachel also won a few times.
Is this Italian guy? All right. Well, thank you everybody for
And she got a combine of her own out of the whole deal. We did a little head-to-head challenge against each other for fun, but after that she stopped trading, and when her combine was billed for another month, I started trading it. When doing these kind of videos, there's always a pressure I feel to make daily progress towards my goal, and it can kind of screw with my trading, knowing that I'm screen recording and sharing all these trades with you. So what I've been doing is trading very selective, high probability setups on her Tradovate combine. I traded NASDAQ with 2 to 4 contracts and without the pressure of needing to document my progress in a video. But I traded well. Yesterday, when I had my best day on my main combine, making almost 2K, in the Tradovate combine, I made $4,400. And today I passed the 150K combine trading just 3 days. I took just a handful of trades, and I only lost one of them. So after spending 11 months in this freaking combine, I have finally passed it. So here's what happens next. I paid TopStep $149 to activate my Express funded account. That's a new thing they implemented in July, but it's just a one-time payment. Now this account is still simulated trading, but I can get payouts. I need to book 5 trading days where I earn at least $200 profit before I can get paid, and I can only request 50% of those profits. After 30 days, I can request 100% of the profits, but you'd have to leave some profits in the account to keep it open. I believe after you make 20,000 or so, TopStep will call you up to their live funded accounts, which is most similar to actual prop trading. Okay, so now that I'm done with the challenge, here are my final thoughts. First, I know a lot of people will say passing the challenge is the easy part, getting payouts is the hard part, but this challenge has always felt like trading real money to me. I think without documenting my trading for a challenge, I will feel less pressure to trade every day and instead trade those A+ setups I feel most comfortable with. 2, for whatever reason, my trading really improved when I made the switch from the 50K combine to the 150K. It's gotta just be psychological, but I was just doing a lot better, hitting my targets, trading a lot better overall with 1 to 2 E-mini contracts. 3, I am glad I started trading the NASDAQ. I forgot how fast it moves, but sometimes it presents a better setup or better risk reward, so having that in my arsenal is really beneficial. 4th, if I knew it would take me 11 months to pass the combine, well, I don't think I would have done it. But this was a really smart choice for me. I was at the point in my futures trading journey where I'd often end up around break even, but after commissions and fees, I wouldn't really be profitable. So I was bleeding out money over time. Having a fixed cost, the monthly cost of the combine, as opposed to real losses, real fees, and real commissions, was beneficial for where I was at as a trader. This past year, I've really seen my trading improve, my psychology improve, and my ability to read price action improve. Obviously, there's still a lot I can do better, but if you look back to my first futures trading attempt in the winter of 2021, there's a really clear and distinct improvement in my trading that I'm really proud of. A lot of people assume because I make YouTube videos that I'm not committed to trading or I'm just trying to get rich quick with it, but that's truly not the case. I've put a lot into it over the past 4 years now, and I'm starting to see some of that hard work and dedication start to pay off. Everyone becomes profitable on their own timeline. I mean, I guess some don't at all, but there is no use in comparing yourself to other traders out there and feeling bad that it took you 11 months or 2 years to pass a combine or 5 years to become profitable. There's always going to be someone better who makes more than you, faster than you, and comparison is truly the thief of joy. If you want to try and become a funded trader yourself, the link is in the description and it helps support this channel. Thanks so much for following along with me on this journey, but I'm really just getting started. I'll see you in the next one.